Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. In today's video, we're going to be building out a digital marketing agency website using Next.js, TailwindCSS, Framer Motion, and two component libraries using Ace Trinity UI as well as Magic UI. So without further ado, I'm just going to go ahead and show you a demo of what we're building. So this is the landing page right here. As you can see, you can go ahead and scroll down. We have a nav bar that sticks to our page and follows us along as we scroll down. We have our logo right here on the left hand side, and we have a couple different prompts or pages that users can click on. So we have a showcase page, services, process, guarantees, as well as a phone number, and then a book a call button right here. So when I click on services, you're going to see it's going to navigate us down the page, and then I'm going to show you this animation as well. So in this case, it's going to say built from the ground up. All of our services are designed to help your business stand out. And then we have a list of 6 different services that we offer at this digital marketing agency. Right here, we have our scroll velocity component. So as you can see, as we scroll up and down, you're going to see that it's going to switch sides it's going to, as well as the speed at which it's going. The next section is our creative process. So inside of here, we're just pretty much outlining how we do business. So we have sort of like the different services that we use, like Figma, Messenger, Notion, all this sort of stuff, and then it goes into our agency and out to the client, and that's sort of illustrated here with these beams going in and out like that. So you have connect, collaborate, and then create. So I'm going to show you that right there. We have a quote right here, so you guys can obviously go ahead and put in your own quote. But then we have this right here. The next section is our guarantees to you. So right here we're outlining what quality assurances that we make to the user or the customer client. So we have fast delivery, design and development, all this sort of stuff. Then we have a let's make things happen section, and then pretty much it's just telling us to book a call. The two buttons right here are book a call and showcase. I'm going to click on book a call in a second. I'm going to click on showcase first. So then when I click on showcase, you can see that it says design and code that helps your business grow, and it's kind of done with this nice little blur in effect. And then as we scroll down, you can see that we have different services right here that we work with, or I guess projects that we've built. So in this case, if I click on this, you're going to see it's actually going to take us to a real website. This is a website that I have built for a client, and then same thing here, another one right here. So this is what it looks like. And again, we're just kind of illustrating our works. Now if I go ahead and I click on book a call, you're going to see it's going to take me to this meeting page. And then in this meeting page, we are just again outlining the days that we are available to meet. We have some little bit more information here, and we kind of provide it with a nice little Framer Motion animation. And then, yeah, right now we have a Calendly component, and then inside of here, we can go ahead and just put the date, and then we're gonna get an email notification, and then we can go ahead and send out a Zoom link. So yeah, this is the entire website from start to finish. I'm also going to go ahead and show you what it looks like on mobile. So on mobile view, it looks like this. We have a beautiful animation right here, and then again, everything else looks really neat and tidy. So I think that's everything in the demo right here. If you guys have any questions, feel free to jump in the Discord. I'm going to go ahead and help you in there. But without further ado, let's just go ahead and let's get coding. Okay, so the first thing that we have to go ahead and do is navigate to the Shadcn UI website. So you can do that by going to ui.shadcn.com, as you can see right here in the URL. Once you get here, go ahead and press on the docs, press installation on the left-hand side. And then for frameworks, just select Next.js. This right here is going to be the command line that we're going to go ahead and use inside of our VS Code to actually go ahead and create our project. If you haven't already done so, go ahead and open up VS Code, and then let's enter this inside of our terminal. So you can open up a new terminal by clicking on this button right here, and then let's type this out. So we're going to say npx create next app at latest, and instead of calling our folder my app like they've done here, let's just go ahead and call it digital marketing. Let's type out the rest of the command line. So we're going to do TypeScript, Tailwind, and then ESLint, just like that. So that's going to be the entire thing, all in one line, as you can see right here. Now that we have that, just press enter. It's going to ask us a couple questions. So we're going to say, would you like to use the source directory? We're going to say no, yes for the app router, and then no for the import alias. And now that we have that being set up, what we can do is we can actually open up our project and then see what it looks like inside of the browser, and then we can go ahead and make some modifications. Okay, so as you can see right here, we have our success message, which is awesome. We have our folder created now. Now what we want to go ahead and do is actually open up our folder and see what everything looks like. So just click on open right here, and then click on the folder we just created, so digital marketing, and then just press open. And there we go. So once we click on this right here, you're gonna see the folders, the files, the packages, everything related to our project once we ran this one command line, which is awesome. Now that we have this right here, I'm gonna click on the app folder, then the page.tsx, and you're gonna see that this is going to open up. So as you can see, we have everything right here, which is awesome. Now I actually wanna see what this looks like. So to do that, open up another terminal, and then just run the command line npm run dev. And then this is going to open up our application on localhost 3000. And then what we can do is we can just click on this right here inside of our terminal, and it's just going to open up localhost 3000 inside of our web browser. Okay, there we go. So now that we have this right here, what I want to do is I want to rotate these around, and then I want to continue developing. So you can minimize your terminal by clicking this right here. And then what we can do is we can remove all of the code inside of our page.tsx, and then we're going to start from scratch. So find where the main tag is, the corresponding main tag, and then just delete everything, and then just put a div inside of here that says hi. There we go. So we can see right here, now we have a message that says hi right here, which is awesome. The next thing I want to go ahead and do is I want to go into the globals.css, and I want to remove the dark theme from the application. So to do that, all you have to go ahead and do is just delete everything up until lines 1, 2, and 3. You're going to see that we have a white background with black text now, which is awesome. Okay, so now that we have that, what we can go ahead and do is we can go into our layout.tsx file and then adjust this text right here where it says create next app. So let's put something a little bit more professional, and we can also go ahead and change the font. So for the title of our project, we want to call it Bird, and then we can go ahead and just say Design and Development Studio. For our description, we can go ahead and put something a little bit more descriptive, so we can just say grow your business with Bird, and then we can just say a design and development studio, just like that. The next thing I want to do is I want to change the font. So for this project, we're going to be using space grotesque, like that, and then change this to be font, and also here just put space grotesque, like that. And then this right here, go ahead and do font.classname. So the reason why this is font.classname is we changed this to be font right here. So there we go. So now that we have that, we can go ahead and see that it refreshed right here. Okay, awesome. The next thing I want to do is I want to change the favicon. So the favicon is this icon that relates to our project right here. So you can see that inside the tab. So for example, Next.js has this little thing right here. I want to go ahead and use our own. So you can see right here we have this little bird icon right there. So to do that, what we have to go and do is go inside the GitHub repository and actually just download this specific file right here. So I'm just going to go ahead and delete this, and then I'm just going to go ahead and copy and paste it from the GitHub repository. So just click on that, download it, or obviously go ahead and put your own, and then you're going to see that once we actually deploy to production into Vercel, it's going to appear. Okay, so now that we have everything kind of set up in our folder structure, what we can go ahead and do is we can go inside of our page .tsx, and we can actually start fixing this up. The next thing I want to do is I want to go actually into Google, and I want to go to a website called bg.ibelic.com. So what this is it's a collection of modern background snippets, and pretty much what we can do is we can just copy and paste anything that we see as nice looking, I guess, and then you can just copy the code. So for this project, I went ahead and I used this little grid right here. So it looks like this. You can see when you click preview, it displays it. So go ahead and find that specific one, or really anyone that you guys think looks good, and just press copy code. And now that we have this, what we can go ahead and do is go inside of our div right here, and just go ahead and paste it. And then we need to make some modifications. So let's go ahead and let's remove this part right here. And then let's change this to be class name instead of class. And then let's break this up so that it's a little bit more visible. And then let me have this right here. Cool. So we have this, remove this right here, and then remove the hi. And we also have an extra div. So now if I go ahead and I put hi in between these divs right here, you're going to see what it's going to look like. So there you go. So we have this little nice little, I guess, grid pattern background, and we have our text here that says hi. Okay, awesome. So what I want to do is I also want to add in a couple classes. So right here, just go ahead and where it says absolute, change to the overflow clip, like this. We'll put the inset is going to be 0, z index is going to be like that, and then h full, width full, and then go ahead and then adjust this as well. So instead of doing BG white, we're going to use this kind of like really light gray. So just do BG, and then go ahead and do FA, 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 and then you're going to see it's going to give you a nice little square, and then you can see what the color of our background is going to be. Okay, so now that we have that right here, you're going to see, if I zoom all the way in, what we kind of have right here. Okay, so don't worry about this white space right here. It's all going to be filled in a second. Okay, so now that we have this, the next thing I want to do is I want to install a package. So this is going to be React Scroll. So just go ahead and just search up npmi or npmi React Scroll right here. I'm going to show you which package it is. Click on the first one right here. Let's go ahead and open this up. As you can see right here, it has 400,000 weekly downloads, which is obviously a lot. So go ahead and make sure you grab that one. And then just open up a new terminal. So if you didn't see what I did there, I will go ahead and click again. So we have our terminal that's actually running our application. And then what we need to do is just click on another one. And then you're going to see that once we run this command line, npmi React Scroll, which is what I just copied from right here. If you press enter, it's going to actually install the package, and then we can use the components from here. So let's go ahead and let's minimize this, and then let's set this up. So now that we have that, what we need to go ahead and do is we need to go into this package. So just say import to link. Go ahead and say as scroll link, and then also go ahead and import element from React Scroll, just like that. You're going to see that we're going to have this little error right here. It's just saying all imports and import declaration are unused. And what we have to go ahead and do is we have to run the second command line, which is just going to save this package as a dev dependency. And it's going to ensure that we can use it. So go ahead and open up your terminal again like this, and then just paste it right here. So do npmi save dev at types / React Scroll, and you're going to see that this underline that we had right here is going to go away. Okay, awesome. So now that we have that, what we can go ahead and do is we can actually use the element component. So just do element like this. Go ahead and give it a name, which is going to be top. And then let's also give this a class name like that. We're going to go ahead and say overflow is going to be hidden like that. We're going to do a rounded. We're going to go ahead and say 6 pixels like this. Let's go ahead and let's just say the top is going to be 5. It's going to be sticky. And then we're going to go ahead and say mx is going to be auto, so it's going to be in the center. Let's go ahead and let's give this a z index of 50. So just go ahead and do z 50 like that. On extra large size screens, we're going to do a width of 4/5, so 80%. On double XL size screens, we're going to do a width of 68%. So just go ahead and do width 68% like that. And then we can also go ahead and do BG is going to be white. Flex items are going to be centered. We're going to go ahead and do justify between. Let's go ahead and do a padding Y of 6, padding X of 4. Medium size screen is going to be a padding X of 8. And right now what we're building is we're building out our navbar. So go ahead and do this right here. Okay, so now that we have that, make sure you have a corresponding element tag to close. That looks like this. Now what we can do is we can use our link from, I guess it's the next link right here. So make sure you have this package right here, or not package, but component, I guess. And then inside of here, do a href, which is just going to navigate us back to the home page. And then inside of here, what we can do is we can display our logo. So just go ahead and use image. Again, this one's already been imported from next image right there. And then let's go ahead and let's set this up. So we're going to src is going to go, we're going to go inside of our logo folder. So make sure you have quotations around it here like this. Do logo dot web p like that. Alt is going to be logo. The width is going to be 1000. The height is going to be 1000. And we're going to go ahead and give it a class name. We're going to be width of 28. And then we can go ahead and close this right here. So once we go back into our thing, it's going to say super expression must either be null or a function, not undefined. So what this is saying is if we want to use any of these like components where you have to click on something, what you need to do is you need to make sure that use client goes to the very top. So it's going to look like that. And then once this reloads, you're going to see that we have our nice little white box right here. Again, right here. And they're going to have this broken image link right here. And now that we have that, we can go ahead and fix this up. So let's go into our GitHub repository. Let's go ahead and let's find the one. So it's going to be right here. Let's go into our public folder. Let's go into not icons, but logos, or logo right here, sorry. And then we have logo.webp. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm going to view it right here. So this is what it looks like, and then just download it. So download raw file. And now that we have that, you're gonna see it's going to save to my Chrome navbar. And I'm just going to match the folders up. So I'm gonna create a new folder right here called logo, inside a public folder, of course. And then I'm going to drag and drop this file. So in this case, it's logo2. So what this is saying is I have already downloaded a file with this exact name. So I'm just going to readjust it back to be logo.webp. And now that I have that, once I refresh right here, you're going to see that our logo is going to become visible. There we go. That is our logo. Looks like that. Okay, fantastic. So now that we have that, if we want to go ahead and really remove this white space, what we can do temporarily is just adjust this to be H screen instead of H full. And then you're going to see that we have our background like this. There we go. So we are going to change this back to be H full in a second, but for right now, just for demonstration purposes, we're going to keep it. Okay, so now we have this link right here. Anytime that we click on it, it's going to navigate us back to the home page. So this is going to be really nice when we are, for example, on the showcase page, and we just want to go back to the home screen. We're going to be able to just click like that. Okay, so let's continue developing. The next thing I want to do is I want to build out this little menu right here. So this menu is going to go in the center. It looks like that. So let's set this up. Beside our link, let's go ahead and let's just say div class name. We're going to make sure that this is in the absolute center. So we're going to say absolute. We're going to do right. We're going to do 1/2 like that. Translate is going to be x of 1/2 as well. So also go ahead and let's put transform. Like that. Make sure we have our corresponding syntax here. Put our div like this. And then inside this div, let's go ahead and let's put another div. So this is actually going to refer to our text right here. So we're going to say class name is going to be on mobile size screens. We obviously want this to be hidden. On larger size screens like a iPad or a desktop, that's when we want to go ahead and display this. So we're going to say gap x of 10 on 2XL size screens. So that's like a big desktop. Actually, we can go ahead and just leave this right here. Let's just do items are going to be centered. Let's do a text of the gray 700, font medium. Let's do text is going to be LG. So we need to put medium right here. Let's do text LG. Let's do cursor pointer. Then inside of here, what we can do is we can just start displaying our links. So in this case, this link is going to go to an href. Let's go ahead and just say it's going to go to the showcase. And then inside of here, we can also go ahead and style our link. So we can just say class name is going to be a hover, and it's going to be a text blue of 500. There we go. So now that we have that, we can go ahead and put our text right here that says showcase. And now if I go back into here, and then once I go to a medium-sized screen and above, you're going to see that this is going to become visible. Okay, so we have showcase right there, which is nice. Now we need to go ahead and continue. So make sure that I also put text gray 700, not gra. There we go. Okay, so that's the first link done. Now the next thing we need to do is we need to do our services. So this one's going to be a little bit different. We're going to be using scroll link. So this is going to be right here. So go ahead and just say scroll link like that. We're going to go ahead and it's going to navigate us to the process index. So that's going to be something that we're going to set up in a second. So just go ahead and do smooth is going to be true. And then the class name is going to be the same thing with the hover text blue of 500. inside of here, just go ahead and put text that's going to say services, and then just close our scroll link. So what this scroll link does differently from our link right here, this is actually going to allow us to, if I go back to our finished version, if I click services, you're going to see it's going to create a nice little navigation effect right there. And the same thing's going to happen when we click on process as well. So that's what these links are doing. And yeah, creates a nice little effect. So make sure you have scroll link right there. And now that we have that, we can go ahead and copy and paste this 2 more times. So just like that. And let's change the names of these. So the next one's going to be so this one, so services is going to be services. So sorry about that. And then for here, we can go ahead and do process. Like that. And then we can do our last one, which is going to be guarantees. So let's go ahead and put guarantees and then put our text here that matches. So yeah, just make sure that services and process and guarantees are all corresponding with each other. Okay, so now that we have this right here, go ahead and put this back. We can go ahead and we can put our phone number now. So let's just go ahead and put div, class name, we're gonna do flex, 2 items are gonna be centered. Let's do a gap x of 4. Let's go ahead and do an A tag right here, href, and it's going to go ahead and actually open up our phone number. So what you can do is just do this little tel indicator right here, and then you can actually go ahead and put a phone number that you want. So in this case, I'm just going to do 519-400-200. You can obviously go ahead and put whatever you want, put your own phone number ideally, and then you can obviously go ahead and then have, when people click on that, it's just going to actually allow them to call you. So it's going to be hidden by default. On the medium-sized screens, it's going to be a flex. So we can obviously go ahead and change this so that this is only going to be visible on like 2XL. So the reason why I'm doing that is you see right here where this phone number is just kind of like intervening. I don't really want to have that right there. So just go ahead and do 2XL or even XL. We could do that XL flex. And then inside of our A tag, we can go ahead and put our button. So this is just going to be a class name of padding x of 4, padding y of 2. We're going to do a rounded up medium, flex, item center, gap x of 3, like that. And then you can actually go ahead and put that phone number. So we're just going to say 519-400-200. This is obviously like a fake number. So once we go back into our thing right here, you're going to see it's going to look like that. There you go. Change this to be LG. Still want this to kind of be visible. Yeah, looks good like that. All right, so now that we have that right here, what we can go ahead and do is we can continue. So the next thing I want to do is I want to do our link. So this is going to be a book a call button. It's going to look like this. Okay, so what you want to go ahead and do for this one is you want to go to a website called aceternityui.com or ui.aceeternity.com. And then once you're inside of here, go ahead and click on, not template, sorry, components. Scroll to the very bottom, right here where our buttons are. So TailwindCSS buttons right here. And then we want to go ahead and click on the brutal one and then just copy it. So you can do that by just clicking on this right here. And now that we have that, what we need to go ahead and do is outside of this A tag, but still within our flex items gap x4, just beneath right here, we want to go ahead and we want to display this. So just copy that right there. You're going to see that this is what it's going to look like. And then we're going to make a number of changes. There we go. So we have this right here. Now if we go back into our thing, you're going to see it's going to say brutal. Okay. So now what we need to do is we need to set this up. So we're going to say where we have this shadow, 1 pixel, all this stuff right here going on right here. Just go ahead and just say hover. Like that. You're going to see we're going to have that nice little box come into play. Go ahead and change the button to actually be a link instead. So just do link. Like that. Now let's go ahead and let's set up an href. So once somebody clicks on this, it's just going to take us not to the contact page, but to the meeting page instead. So do a meeting like that. And then let's change the styles right here. So do padding y of 3, padding x of 6. Okay, so we have this right here. go ahead and change the, pretty much you can just remove all this right here. And once you have that, just do text LG. Let's go ahead and let's just say, once we are hovering, it's going to create this nice little color on the background. So just do BG and then do A, B, C, B, F, like that. Let's do a rounded of, let's do 6 pixels. Let's go ahead and do a border of 2. Let's go ahead and do a border of black. Let's go ahead and do dark. It's going to be border white. We actually don't need the dark one there, sorry. Let's go ahead and do text white. Let's go ahead and do a BG of this color right here. So do 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, like that. So we have our text is going to be white. Let's do a transition. Let's go ahead and do a duration of 200, like that. And then now, once I go ahead and I hover over this, you're going to see we're going to have this nice little animation. There we go. So change the text instead of saying brutal to book a call, like that. There we go. So we have this right here. Awesome. So for the phone number, I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to make it a little bit nicer looking. So just do brackets like this. There we go. Alrighty. So now that we have that, let's go ahead and let's continue. Let's save everything up. This big gap right here, I'm going to remove this. There we go. So we have everything kind of nice and tight looking. Oh. Cancel. Okay, so now what we want to do outside of our element tag right here. So this is our navbar completed right there. Let's go ahead and let's display our next little section. So we're going to do a main right here, main tag. Make sure you have a corresponding one to close. Go ahead and do class name on medium-sized screens and above. We're going to do a padding bottom of 10, like that. Let's go ahead and do on medium-sized screens, it's going to be padding x of 0, mx is going to be 6, extra large is going to be width of 4/5, 2XL is going to be width of 68%. Again, we're going to put everything in the middle, so do MD MX auto, and then MT of 14. All right, the next component that we want to go ahead and use is we actually want to go to a website called Magic UI. So this is going to create this nice little effect right here. Once you see a refresher here, you see that along the stars. If I zoom all the way in, maybe a bit more visible. I want to create that nice little effect. So let's create it. What we need to go ahead and do is go to a website called Magic UI. This is very similar to Aeternity. Right there is a preview of another component we're going to be using. But what we want to go ahead and do is go into the components, and then let's actually find what we need. So it's going to be the animated shiny text, which is this right here. And then what we need to do is we need to run the command line. So just scroll down, click npm, and then let's install this. So again, make sure that you have one of our terminals still running. So it's going to be the node one for us. And then if I go ahead and I put this npx magic UI dash CLI add animated shiny text, go ahead and press enter. So it says configuration is missing. Please run init to create a components.json file. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's see what we need to do. Go to the very top, installation Next.js. Okay, so we have our create project. So just go ahead and run this right here. So this npx magic UI dash CLI. So what we can do is just run that. It's going to ask us a couple questions. What style would you like to use? We're going to say default, slate, and then yes for the CSS variables. Project initialization completed. You may now add shad CN and magic UI components. Okay. So now that we have that, let's go ahead and let's paste this right here. So, oh, I just did this one, sorry. Go ahead and run the component that we just saw. So go into the animated shiny text, and then let's grab this. There we go. So just like that, we were able to install it. So sorry about that. Just make sure to install the command line first. This one, the one we just did. Okay, so now that we have that, we can go ahead and actually use this right here. So what I want to do is I want to create a folder inside of here, inside of components. Go ahead and then just create a new folder, call it demos, like this. And then inside of demos, I want to go ahead and I want to create the animated shiny text demo. So to do that, just go ahead and just say new file, just do animated shiny text demo.tsx. So it's going to be a pretty long file name. Pretty much all we have to go ahead and do now is just go to that thing, animated shiny text, click on the code, and then just copy right here. There we go. So it's going to say import right arrow, right icon from Radix right here. So we can just go ahead and remove this, and then we can also make a couple other changes. So now that we have this right here, I want to go ahead and you need to make sure to remove the asynchronous function right here. So just go ahead and make sure you do that. Z10, flex, min, all this stuff right here can stay the same. And then what I want to do is I want to, instead of saying this right here, introducing magic UI, I want to go ahead and put my own twist on this. So again, if you want to just go ahead and go into the GitHub repository, right over here, go ahead and just copy this entire file. So just like this. Items are going to be centered. There we go. So go ahead and just do that so we save a lot of time when we're developing. And then again, if you guys have any questions, just feel free to go ahead and reach out. So for the animated shiny text, just gonna go ahead and import this like that. Next thing we need to do is we need to install our React icons package. So just go ahead and do npmi react icons. And that's going to go away in a second. So let me make this a lot cleaner looking. So there we go. We're using the animated shiny text, and then we're putting this right here. So now if we go back into our page.tsx, we can go ahead and import this. So right here where we have this MT14, instead of here, just go ahead and do animated shiny text demo. Like that. Now let's go back into here, and you're gonna see that the next thing that we need to do is we need to install a configuration here. So we have this little hydration here, which is fine. So let's go ahead and let's set this up. So what we need to do is we need to go into our tailwind.config file. So this right here. And again, what I would recommend doing here, so that we have everything kind of set up properly, is go into the GitHub repository, go into tailwindconfig.ts, and then just go ahead and copy this entire file so that, again, you are not going to be spending a lot of time worrying about syntax and stuff like that. Just go ahead and then paste right here. Okay, so this is the entire file now right here. So we have all of our animations set up. And now that we have our animations, if we go back into here, we should see that we have our nice little hover effect. We'll give it a second again. You're going to see it's going to go back and forth, which is really nice. And again, in our production version, it's going to look the exact same. There we go. So we have it kind of like that. Cool. So again, all the source code is free in the GitHub repository. Just go ahead and grab it. Okay, so now that we have that, let's go ahead and let's continue. The next things that we need to go ahead and do is do a cover demo. So again, as you can imagine, this is going to be a pretty similar thing right here. So the cover demo is going to refer to this right here. So this is going to be back inside of our Aceternity website. So let's go back into here. Let's go into the left-hand side right here. Let's find this. So it's going to be container cover. So as you can see right here, it's going to look like this. And then once you hover over the text, it's going to create this nice little animation with particles shooting across the screen and kind of having this nice little text zoom out behavior. So what we need to do is go inside of our demos, go ahead, and then I guess what we can do is we can just install this first. Go ahead and run this right here. So npmi framer motion CLSX tailwind merge. Now install the Sparkles dependencies. Go ahead and just press enter. we already have our utils file set up, and then we need to create this little cover.tsx. So inside of our UI folder, go ahead and create a new file, just do cover.tsx, and then just copy all this code. There we go. The next thing we need to do is we need to do our sparkles as well. So let's go inside of here, let's find the sparkles, and then let's also go ahead and then install this. So go into the UI folder, create a new folder called sparkles.tsx, and again just paste everything all at once. Looks like that. Cool. Now if we go back into here, we can go ahead and see what's up. So let's go ahead and let's see. So once we went ahead and went into here, we should have everything. Again, let's just do that. So import sparkles core from ./sparkles, and then the error is going to go away from me. Nice. Okay, so now that we have that, what we can go ahead and do is we can go back into our cover and set up a demo. So go inside of demos, create a new file, call it cover demo.tsx, and again, all we have to go ahead and do is just find that specific component. So I'll close this. Then where we have this right here, where is cover again? Right here, go ahead and grab this code, and then I'll just paste it inside of here. So we have cover demo, like that. All right, and now the next thing I want to do is I want to change these styles around. So just do text is going to be 3XL, medium size screen is going to be 6XL, and then we can go ahead and remove the large 6XL like that. The font and bold is going to be max right there. Text is going to be centered. Everything else is going to be the exact same right here. Remove the margin top of 6. Go ahead and keep relative Z20 PY of 6. We can also go ahead and remove that. That is not necessary, so just remove this right here. And then we can go ahead and see what this looks like. So let's also change this text right here. It's going to say elevate. So to build amazing websites, just do elevate your brand with, this is a line break right here, and then go ahead and just remove at. Let's do bird marketing services. Okay, now that we have that, let's go back into our page.tsx, and then let's just see what this looks like. So right underneath here where we have our animated shiny text demo, we can go ahead and do an H1 tag, and then inside of here, we can just go ahead and just say cover demo. Go ahead and make sure it is a closing tag, like this. Let's give it a second to reload, and there we go. So we can now see we have elevate your brand with bird marketing services. Cool. And now I have the same effect right there. So we have an error here saying hydration failed because the initial UI does not match. So let's go ahead and let's figure this out. So what we want to do is inside of our shiny text, animated shiny text, we want to go ahead and we want to see what's up. Okay, so we have everything looking relatively the same. So we can go ahead and ignore this for now, and then we'll see if the issue persists, but for right now I don't think we should really worry about it. Let me just go ahead and refresh. There you go. As you can see, these two look identical. Okay, so let's go back into animated shiny text. Alright, well, now that we have this, let's continue. So the next thing that we need to go ahead and do is we need to go back into our page.tsx, and then we need to put some text here that says schedule a call with us to discuss your project and get a quote in minutes. So this is going to be fairly straightforward. Underneath our h1 tag, go ahead and do a p tag, and then just say class name is going to be on medium size screens, text is going to be centered, text is going to be extra large. Once it's medium size screens and above, it's going to be a bit bigger, so text XL, MY is going to be 6. the space is going to be a little bit more on a larger size screen. So we're going to do my of 10. Let's do a width of 4/5. Let's do mx is going to be auto. Let's do a text gray of 500. Then inside of here, let's go ahead and let's just put that text. So we're just going to say, schedule a call with us to discuss your project and get a quote in minutes or something like that, right? Like some sort of call to action right here text. Post this again. There we go. All right, awesome. So now that we have that, what we can go ahead and do is we can actually just grab the next buttons. So if we go back into app, page.tsx, we've already built these buttons right here. So let's just go ahead and grab them. So right here, go ahead and find that div, and then let's just put those two buttons. So underneath our p tag, but still within the main, go ahead and say this right here. There we go. So just like that, we're just putting the buttons beside each other. We're gonna go ahead and just say they're gonna be spaced out a little bit with the cap x of 4. We have this link right here, which is going to take us back to the mini page, which is something that we're gonna create in a second. We have our book a call button, which is the exact same as the button right here. And then we have our another button right here that just says showcase. Cool. So there you go, book a call, showcase. We have the nice little effect right there. Okay, cool. So now that we have that, we can go ahead and continue. So the next thing I want to do is right here, still within our actual main, I want to go ahead and I want to put a box reveal. So these box reveal components are going to refer to these right here, as you see. So if I refresh, you're going to have that nice little effect right there, which is awesome. So let's set this up first. So what we need to do is do a div like this. Let's go and do class name. Let's do grid calls of 2. Medium size screen is going to be grid calls of 4. Let's go ahead and do a gap of 4. Let's do items are going to be centered. Let's do text is going to be on the left. We're going to go ahead and say on medium size screens, let's do justify items center. Let's put everything in the middle with MD MX auto, and then MT of 10, MD of MT 16, like that. And now we can go ahead and get the box reveal component. So again, this is going to come from Shad Scene UI. So let's go ahead and let's find this. Box reveal right here. And then let's add it. NPX magic UI CLI add box reveal. All right, fantastic. So now that we have this right here, we can go ahead and actually use our box reveal component. So what I want to go ahead and do is right here, just again, let's make sure that we have everything set up. So inside that div that we just created with all this styling with the grid calls and 4, let's go ahead and let's set up our first box reveal. So what we need to go ahead and do is import box reveal like that. And then also go ahead and import this icon right here. So just if you missed it right here, I'll go ahead and I'll show you again. So we have box reveal, which is coming from add/components/magic UI/box reveal. As you can see right here, we have the box reveal file. That's what happens when we ran that command line. Okay, awesome. So now that we have that right here, what we can do is we can continue to scroll, and then we can go ahead and set a color. So in this case, it's just going to be like this nice little, kind of like a blue color. Duration is going to be 0.5 seconds. And we're going to just put some text here that says this little icon plus this design text. Now, if we go ahead and we give this a second to load, what you're going to see is what it's going to look like. There we go. Design. Cool. So now that we have that right there, let's go ahead and let's do this a couple more times. And then let's change the text of this. So this is going to be development. Let's change this to be marketing. Obviously, go ahead and put whatever you want, like your own spin on it. Marketing. Let's do strategy. There we go. Awesome. Nice little animation right there. Cool. Now the next thing I want to do is I want to set up this little carousel right here with these icons as well as this text, kind of like having it fade in. So let's set this up. So what we want to do is outside this div right here, still within the main, go ahead and put a div again. Inside of this div, let's go ahead and let's zoom in a little bit. So we're going to say class name is going to be medium-sized screens. We're going to do a flex. We're going to do items are going to be centered. Let's do a justify between. Let's do a gap y of 4. Let's do a my of 10. And then we're going to do a gap x of 28, which is pretty big. And also put everything in the middle with mx auto. Inside of here, let's go ahead and let's do a div again, which is going to be a class name of md. Let's do a width of 2/5, so 40%. Inside of here, we can put an h1 tag. Let's just say trusted by fast moving brands worldwide. And then let's style our h1 tag. So we'll just do text 2XL. Font is going to be medium. Text is going to be gray 600. And the width is going to be 4/5. Make sure I spelled trusted correctly. Okay, awesome. So now that we have this right here, we can go ahead and set this up. So we're going to do a div again. Class name is going to be flex, my of 6, gap x of 5, width is going to be full. And then inside of here, I just want to do an empty div. And then inside of here, I also want to go ahead and put an h1. And then inside of here, let's do a class name is going to be text blue 500, text 3XL, medium-sized screen is going to be text 5XL. And now I want to go ahead and get a number ticker animation. So again, go back into Magic UI and then let's find this. So text animation is the first one, number ticker. And you can see right here. Go ahead and install this with npm. There we go. So now that we have that, we can go ahead and use it. So inside of here, go ahead and put number ticker. Again, installing number ticker from or importing it from /components/magic UI/number ticker. Scroll all the way down. Let's go ahead and let's give it a value, and then we're gonna just say 1,000. And then outside here, just do plus, or make sure that we close this first and then do plus art. And then I want to just say the p tag. So we're going to just say happy clients or something like that. Projects completed. Obviously put your own spin on some stuff like this. It's just text at the end of the day. And then also go ahead and let's change this right here. So this is going to be text SM, so for like the phone. And then anything bigger than the phone, we're just going to do text MD. There we go. So now if I go ahead and I jump back, let's go ahead and let's see what this looks like. Okay, so this is obviously on way outside here on the left hand side. Let's go ahead and let's see what's up. Flex items center, width is going to be 2/5. Okay, let's just continue from here and then we can go ahead and see what's up. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put a little divider. So for that, what you need to go ahead and do, outside of the div right here, just go ahead and say div. It's going to be class name. Do WPX like that. BG is going to be gray 300, and then just do self stretch, and then make sure it's a div like that. Let's see what this looks like now. There we go. So we have our thing right here. Okay, now that we have this, just go ahead and copy this right here. Alrighty, so right here we have the text blue 500, text 3XL, all this stuff. We need to go ahead and add some more stuff. So at the top div, just go ahead and say class name is going to be flex of 1, sorry, to a minimum of with 0 like that. And then inside of here, go ahead and just say white space is going to be no wrap. overflow is going to be hidden, and then the text is going to be, we can just leave it like that right now. And then inside of here where we have happy clients, let's just change this to be websites completed, or whatever it is, projects completed, probably makes more sense. And then just go ahead and change the value to be something different than that. There we go. As you can see, this is what it looks like. Cool. So we have this right here. Now let's go ahead and let's figure out why this is not in the exact center. So let's go to the very top here. So outside of here and here, and then the next one, let's see. This is going to be like a small area here for sure, but still needs to be addressed. Let's go ahead and let's, okay. We go ahead and zoom out here. So we have the flex gap x of 28. So what we're missing here is we're probably missing a div somewhere here. Let me just go ahead and find this. The first thing I want to do is I just want to finish out the section, obviously. So then do 1, 2, 3. Underneath here, let's just go ahead and let's put a section. And then let's do class name is going to be overflow of hidden. Let's do empty of 10. Medium is going to be width 4/5. And then the next thing I want to do is I want to display this component. So this is going to be an infinite moving logos component. So for this, what we need to go ahead and do is just go into the UI folder. Go ahead and just say infinite moving logos.tsx. Again, all you have to go ahead and do is just go into the Git repository and then just copy this entire component. So we'll go into here, UI, wherever it is, there might be moving logos, I think it's called. Yeah. So just go inside of here and just copy all this. There we go. So we have export columns to infinite moving logos, and we have everything related to the component right here. And then we're just going to go ahead and display an image that looks like that, or has this styling right here. Okay, so now that we have this, we can go back into here and we can set this up. So where we have this width of 4/5, let's go ahead and let's import our infinite moving logos. Let's go ahead and let's just say the speed is going to be slow. Let's say the direction is going to be to the left, and then we can go ahead and give it as many logos as we want. So inside here, just I'll make an array, and then inside here, go ahead and put the logo again. Say the name like this. And now we have that. What we can go ahead and do is just copy this, and then let's paste this. There we go. Now we can go ahead and close our component. And now you're going to see, once we go back into our application and everything refreshes, you're going to see we're going to have this logo effect, as you can see right there. Okay, so now that we have this, let's go ahead and let's address everything not being in the center. So we do flex item center just about between, gap y4, my10, gap x of mx auto. Okay, so that's good. Now the next one needs to be this div right here. So what we need to go ahead and do is I think what we're missing is we're missing a div here. So just go ahead and put a div again, or sorry, let me just go back and figure this out. Put div here. Now let's go ahead and let's find out where we missed our div. What it is I believe right before our main tag here. Interesting. So it looks like we are prematurely closing our div right here, and we are. So that's what it was right there. So where we have this, originally we had a div right here, and we had this shiny demo. Just go ahead and remove that div that was underneath it, and then you can see that it's going to close like this. And now, once we go back into our application, you're going to see all of our content is going to be centered in the middle right here, and then we can go ahead and continue. There we go. So just go ahead and put your own logos, of course, right here, and then make sure that they match up inside of our folders right here. Okay, this is actually coming together really nicely well. We can go ahead and continue. What I want to do next is I want to fix this, elevate your brand being in the center here. So to do that, what we have to go ahead and do is you have to just go back into the cover demo right here. And then where it says text center, just go ahead and make sure that's only on the MD right there. Now it's on the left hand side, which lines up everything really nicely. So this is the finished version, and this is our version. Okay, so the next thing we need to do is I'm looking at this font right here, trusted by fast moving brands worldwide. Looks like that obviously looks a little bit different. So let's set that up. Go back into the page.tsx, and then let's see what's, oh, so this right here needs to be 2XL. I put 2ZL, which is weird, but there we go. Finished version, our version. Finished version, our version. Okay, fantastic. So now that we have that, let's go ahead and let's continue. So let's see what the next parts are going to be. So we have this built from the ground up text right here, which is also going to have a nice little effect on it. So once I refresh, you're going to see it's going to shoot up like that, which is nice. Now let's go ahead and let's set this up. I'm going to save everything up here, and then we can do this. So right underneath our main right here, so this is the main that refers to this right here. We can go ahead and put another main. So let me go scroll to the bottom, or not another main, sorry, we can put an element. This is going to be our services. So just go ahead and do name. It's going to be services like that. Go ahead and do div like this. It's going to be class name. Let's go ahead and do MD is going to be padding X of 0. Let's go ahead and do MX is going to be 6. XL is going to be width of 4/5. Let's do on 2 XL size screens, we're going to do a width of 68%, and then MD, MX auto, and then we can also go ahead and remove this MT of 14. It's not important here. Again, make sure that we have a corresponding div to close, and then we need to make sure that we're working inside of here. Let's go ahead and let's make an H1. So this is going to be class name, is going to be text 3XL, MD is going to be text of 5XL, MD is going to be text center. Let's do a font of medium, like that. And then the next thing we need to do is we need to get the word pull up demo. Again, that's going to come from here. So go to word pull up demo, as you can see right here. Boom, boom, boom. Let's just copy that. And then let's add it right here. So npx magic UI CLI add word pull up like that. Now that we have this right here, we can go ahead and we can get the demo. So just go into demos, let's create a new file, call it word pull up demo.tsx, and then let's grab this right here, code, click right here, and then paste this. Again, make sure to remove the asynchronous right here, or else the entire application is going to break. And then let's just change this right here. So let's change to built from the ground up, like that. And then also go ahead and just change the class name. So instead of having all this right here, you can just paste this instead. Class name, text 3XL, like that. What you can actually go ahead and do is you can just remove the styling from here, and then Now just go ahead and put word pull up, and then make sure to do the demo like that. And then now once this refreshes, you're going to see it's going to become visible. So right there we have this, then I have 100 products completed, and then now if I go ahead and I scroll down, this should become visible. Where is the word pull up demo? Oh, so what it is it's this H screen is blocking us. So again, if you guys remember here, I had H screen at the very top here. Go ahead and just do H full. I think we should be able to scroll now, and we are. Okay, cool. So let me go ahead and click on this again. Close this little area. And then if I scroll, you're gonna see it's gonna say built from the ground up. Okay. Now the next thing I want to go ahead and do is I want to make sure that it's only going to animate once it's in view. So as you can see right here, if I go ahead and refresh this, and then if I scroll down, you're gonna see it's going to say word pull up from built from the ground up, sorry. But if I go ahead and I refresh right here, you're gonna see it's actually going to animate before I even get to scroll. So to do this, again, all we have to go ahead and do is just go into the GitHub repository, and then let's find our word pull up.tsx. So not the demo, but the TSX one. Should be around here. Go inside of the Magic UI. Word pull up.tsx. Go ahead and grab all this code. This is just going to ensure that there's a little bit of a delay, and it's only going to work once the actual component is visible. So just go ahead and copy and paste everything like that. And then now, if we go back into our application, you're going to see that it's only going to animate once it's in view. So if I refresh once more, you're going to see everything else is going to animate first, which is nice. We have this right here. And now once I scroll, you're going to see build from the ground up is going to appear. Okay, so that right there is good. Let's go ahead and let's see what this looks like. Cool. So we have built from the ground up now. Now that we have that, we can go ahead and continue. So again, that's custom code that I have personally set up for you guys that you guys can go ahead and use in your own projects. There we go. Yeah, so then let's go ahead inside of our, right here, underneath and just set up our class name. So it's going to be, P is going to be MD. Let's do text center. Let's do padding Y of 4. MD is going to be width of 1/2. We're going to go ahead and say MX is going to be auto. So in the center, let's do text of XL. And then medium size screen is a bit bigger, so text 2XL, text gray 500. And then we can just go ahead and just say all of our services are designed to help your business stand out. Right, like we're talking to our actual customer here, right? Or a client, or future client, right? So there we go. We have this right here. Built from the ground up. There we go. All right, now the next thing we want to do is we want to set up our grid. So it's going to refer to this right here. So let's just go ahead and let's set this up. What we can go ahead and do is just go back into GitHub repository. Go inside of the page.tsx. And then let's go ahead and let's copy and paste all of our services. So just go ahead and copy this. So outside of our home, right here, just go ahead and put this. So we're going to say colon services, and then we're going to loop through them, and then we're going to display some styling for all of them. The next thing we need to do is we need to actually download all of these images. So what you can go ahead and do, again, as I provided, go inside the public folder, go inside of images, and then install all the ones we need. So let's make sure that to set up a images folder, so like this. And then we can go ahead and install all of them. So S1, go ahead and download the raw file. Let's do S2. Download this. Let's do 3. Let's do 4, 5, and 6. And then we can go ahead and just drag and drop each of these in. last one is going to be this here. All right, and now that we have this right here, again, just to save us some time right here, what we can go ahead and do is we can just copy and paste this section, so that way we don't have to spend too much time doing stuff we've already done. But then just go ahead and find where the div is right here, and then just paste this inside of our page.tsx. So again, we already have everything configured right here nicely. Awesome. And then outside of all of our services are designed to help, but still within this div right here, just go ahead and then just paste everything right here. So this is going to set everything up in columns, and then it's going to look like this. There we go. And if I go to a smaller size screen, it's going to be one column. You see 3 columns like that. There we go. So just like that, we were able to build out this section. Of course, you guys can go ahead and add your own touch into everything, add in your own images. It's a very simple procedure. Just go ahead and edit what you have right here inside of our icon. Okay, now that we have that, the next thing I want to do is I want to do this velocity scroll section, which is just going to look like this. So it's going to adjust depending on how fast you scroll. So again, what we need to do is we need to create some space for this. So let's go to the very bottom here. And then outside of our element now, what we can go ahead and do is we can just do a section. It looks like this. And then inside of here, we're just going to go ahead and just do a class name of padding 20. And then let's do the scroll based velocity. So for this one, all we have to do is you have to go back to Magic UI. Let's click scroll based velocity, click npm, and let's just install it. So npx Magic UI CLI add scroll based velocity. That's going to be done. And then let's get the demo code. So inside of demos, just go ahead and create a new file. Just call it scroll based velocity demo.tsx. And then inside of here, we can go ahead and just say some text. So do bird digital marketing studio. Okay, now that we have that, let's just import it. So just go ahead and do scroll based velocity demo, which is the component that we just installed, and then we just adjusted a little bit. Now let's give it a second. Let's refresh here. Now if I scroll, we should see something become visible, and there it is. Okay, so one of the things I want to go ahead and change is I want to just change the color of everything. So let's do the scroll based velocity demo, and then let me find, so for this text black, let's just go ahead and do blue of 400. There we go. Okay, very nice. Okay, so now the next thing that we need to go ahead and do is we need to get set up with this our creative process. So let's go to that, go inside of our page.tsx, and then we can set this up now. So underneath here, this section that we just created, let's go ahead and let's set up our element. So we're going to say element like this. The name is going to be process. Inside of here, it's going to be a main tag. So we're going to do a class name of mdpx of 0, mx of 6, and then also just go ahead and do mdmx of auto. Let's go ahead and let's copy some basic styling. So this is just going to be an h1 tag here. So we're just going to do text3xl, the same thing that we've been doing this entire time. Just going to center it, and then we're going to go ahead and copy the rest of this right here. So we're going to have an h1 tag. As you can see, this is where the closes. We have hour, we have a little bit of space, and then we have some text right here. So this is just going to say create a process, and then we need to go ahead and get these icons. So again, go into here, go into an icons folder, and then let's get the squiggle. So just click download raw file, and then also get the star. All right, and now that we have that, let's go ahead and let's create a folder. Let's call it icons. Let's do squiggle. Folder. Sorry. So we have our icons folder, and then all we have to do is just drag and drop. Sorry. So just drag and drop like that. And then let's just rename these. Squiggle, and then rename star as well. There we go. So now that we have everything set up correctly, we should see that these are going to become visible. There we go. So we have our creative process, and then now they are visible. Okay, cool. Animated shiny text. So let's go ahead and let's find out where this annoying error is coming from. Animated shiny text. Okay, let me see. Give me 1 second here. I think I know exactly where this is coming from. I just want to be sure. Yeah, so this right here where we have this p tag, go ahead and adjust this to be a div instead, and you're going to see that this error is going to go away. There we go. So the error is now gone. It's been cleared. Okay, fantastic. So now that we have our creative process set up, let's go ahead and let's put some more text right here. So let's go back into our page.tsx. Underneath where we have our h1, let's paste this right here. So all of our services are designed to help you get your business noticed. Again, you can go ahead and put any other text that you really want. Okay, so now that we have that, the next thing that we need to do is we need to have this like animated beam effect. So again, this is going to refer to this right here. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's set this up. Underneath here, let's go ahead and do a div. This is going to be a class name, flex call. MD is going to be flex row, item center. Let's go ahead and do justify center. Width is going to be full. On medium size screen is going to be in the very center, so do width of 1/2. And then obviously put everything in the middle with MX so auto. It's up here. Go ahead and put div. Class name is going to be width full. Medium is going to be 1/2. Order is going to be 2. And on MD size screen, it's going to be order 1. And then we can go ahead and leave this empty right now. And then I also want to go ahead and do a box reveal demo. So just do this right here. So we're going to go ahead and put that component as well inside right here as well. So just do animated beam multiple output demo. So these are going to be the two components, and then we can go ahead and just set this up. So just do class name is going to be width full, MD, so not equals full, but dash full, 1/2. Order is going to be 1, MD is going to be order 2, and then MD is going to be ML of 0. Okay, so now let's go ahead and let's grab these components. So we'll go back into Magic UI, and then let's get the animated beam effect. So for this one, what we need to do is you need to go into, not this one, animated beam right here, special effects, looks like this, and then let's just install it. And then this is the one that we want to go ahead and grab. So this is going to be the animated beam multiple output demo. Go ahead and let's create this little file. Inside of demos, go ahead and just say animated beam demo.tsx. Go ahead and install all the code, and then this right here, go ahead and just import it. Now the next thing I want to do is I want to get the box reveal demo. So for this one, what we have to go ahead and do is just go into demos, do box reveal demo.tsx. And again, all I'm just going to go ahead and do is I'm just going to copy and paste from the GitHub repository. So again, just we've already built all these components, and I've kind of showed you how to use all of them. So now it's just kind of like tweaking styles, stuff like that. So what you want to do is inside of here, where is box reveal demo? So this is the entire thing right here. Just go ahead and obviously make it your own if you guys want, or just copy mine, whatever works, and then just import it like that. Now let's go ahead and let's give this a big refresh. Okay, so we have our creative process, and then we have this right here. There we go. So this looks a little bit weird, so we have to just go ahead and fix this out. So to do that, go back into GitHub repository. Where is the animated thing right here? Give me a sec. So go into the beam demo right here. Go ahead and just copy all this code. It's a lot of code here. Just go ahead and copy that. And then it's going to look like this. So this broken link right here refers to the Figma logo. So for that, we have to go ahead and install that. So for that one, just go ahead and go into the Git repository and then download the Figma logo. Go ahead and download the raw file, and then just inside of logos, add it. There we go. And now once we have that, you're going to see that once this refreshes, you're going to have the logo right there. And then once I go ahead and make this, there we go. Cool. So logo of your company or your agency. And then these are all the different technologies you guys use, and then they go to the client. And that's kind of what's being illustrated here. Cool. All right, now that we have this, let's go ahead and let's continue. So the next thing we need to do is we need to do a testimonial section. So again, this one is just going to be fairly straightforward. So again, I'm just gonna go ahead and copy and paste from the GitHub repository. So this is what it refers to right here. Very straightforward right here. So I'm just going to grab this. Outside of this element tag, go ahead and just put everything right here. Can move this right here. And then for this one, we can just go ahead and we can just say, let's just change this to be logo, and then do a logo.p. So that way you guys can obviously go ahead and put your own icon star filled. So for this one, what you need to do is you need to go to the very top, and then you need to import this right here. So this is going to be a specific package that we have to install. So it's called Tabler. So just go ahead and do npmi, and then let me just make sure I have this correctly. So just copy everything inside the quotes, and then just install it. There we go. So now that we have that right there, we have this thing, we have this quote, and then if I go back into our project, you're gonna see here we've been working with Bird for over 2 years. They've been amazing to work with, helped us grow our business, and so on and so forth. So simple quote right there, kind of gives you that more validation. And then once you go to a smaller size screen, you're gonna have this right here. Again, obviously put your own testimonial. Okay, so now that we have our testimonial section done, we need to go ahead and we need to create the shooting stars and background demo, as well as the let's make things happen. And then we can have our footer, and then we can go ahead and create the next pages. So for this one, what we need to do is just beneath this section right here, go ahead and use our element again. So this one's going to be the guarantees one. Looks like this. And then inside of here, we need to go ahead and then do the shooting stars and stars background demo. So for this one, let's go ahead and let's set this up. So for this, go inside of our Ace Eternity one. And then let's set this up. So where we have shooting stars, click on this one. So let's go to UI. Let's go ahead and do shooting stars. I want to say, yeah, shooting stars would be. Can we rename this? New file stars.tsx, and then we can go ahead and paste everything here that they're telling us to paste. Okay, so now that we have that, let's go ahead and do our stars background. So again, inside of our UI folder, just go and do stars background.tsx. Go ahead and copy this code and paste right here. Okay, now that we have that, what we can go ahead and do is we can go ahead and we can start working inside of here. So let's go inside of our demos. Let's go ahead and do shooting stars demo.tsx. And again, very, very straightforward. Just go inside of the Git repository. I've already set up all the code so that it's very easy to use. And just go ahead and grab it. Trying to find this right here. This is why folder structure is so important, to be honest with you. Just because it makes such a big difference when you're trying to actually find stuff. So I'm obviously doing a better job in this video organizing and stuff like that. But ideally, everything's just from the get-go done really well. So here we go. We have our shooting stars and stars background demo. These are our guarantees to you. Again, you guys can obviously feel free to edit all this text and whatnot. Okay, so now that we have this right here, we can go ahead and we can introduce this component. So this is just going to say shoot, oh, sorry, not even typing. Let's do shooting stars and background demo. Again, pretty straightforward. It's coming from our demos folder, and then it's the shooting stars demo. There we go. So now the next thing we need to go ahead and do is we have a bunch of broken links. So let's go ahead and let's set those up. So what we need to do is inside of here, where we have our icons, let's go to the shooting stars demo here. Right here, we need to go ahead and we need to set up all of our icons. So that's these right here. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to quickly click on all these. And I'm just going to import all of them. Okay, so that did not. So let me go ahead and make sure that I'm just importing the files and not the actual folder again. There we go. So just go ahead and import all of these files. Again, visible in the GitHub repository, as you can see right here. And then now we have our icons. Cool. So we have this fast delivery, so on and so forth. If I refresh, there they are. All right, and now we have this nice little shooting stars effect that's appearing. We have our nav bar coming down top with us. Looks really good. Cool. So now we can go ahead and continue. Let's go back into the page.tsx. And then let's see what else we have to do. So I believe the next thing is this let's make things happen section. So I'm just gonna scroll to the very bottom here. So there's just gonna be a section right here. Let's do an MY of 10. MD is going to be padding Y of 20. Extra large is going to be width of 4/5. 2XL is going to be, again, the width of 68%. Let's do MD of MX Auto. And then the next thing we have to do is just let's make, or what is it? We did let. Yeah, when we do let's make things happen section. Okay, and then let's close this out. And then there we go. Now let's go ahead and let's actually grab this component. So again, I'm just going to copy and paste all of this. So again, inside of UI, go ahead and create a let's make things happen .tsx file. And this is just going to be a bunch of text right here. You could obviously just write this inside, but at the end of the day, I don't know, it doesn't, it just kind of like clusters the page. So I personally just like to kind of have everything broken off into other sections. And I mean, at the end of the day, it is just hard coded text, right? So let's go ahead and do let's make things happen section. And now if I go ahead and I refresh again, you're going to see it's going to become visible. There we go. So now the next thing we need to do is we need to go and fix this image right here. So for this one, we're using this proposal illustration. So again, go back into Git repository. And this is what it looks like. Just download it. And then we go ahead and put this over here. Now if I refresh, there we go. We have our nice little image right here. Cool. So another thing I've noticed is we can also go ahead and, yeah, I mean, you can obviously play around with the colors and do whatever you want. But there we go. We have that right there. Okay, so now the next thing that we need to do to wrap up this page is our footer. So again, footer, you can always do a footer like 100 different ways. But again, I'm just going to copy and paste here. It's pretty straightforward for what we're trying to do, I think. So just underneath our section, just go ahead and put a footer component. And then you can see that we have this right here. So we can just do like 200. And then we can also do like 500 or something, 5,000. Again, very, very basic stuff here. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out, and then I can go ahead and help you out. But then once we go ahead and we scroll to the bottom, you're going to see that we have our footer component become visible. And then it looks like that. Okay, so that's this page kind of wrapped up in its entirety. As you can see, we have created so many different nice little animations, so many different effects, kind of really to engage the user and impress them as much as possible. So now that we have that, we can go ahead and we can work on these next pages, which is going to be the meeting and then also our showcase. So let's set this part up now. This is going to be add a new folder. Let's call it meeting.py. page.tsx, and then inside of here, what we can go ahead and do is we can, so let's just rename this to be a meeting folder, and then inside of here, go ahead and do page.tsx, go ahead and do sfc, let's do meeting, and then inside of here, we can go ahead and just do div, just so that we can see something. Let's just go ahead and put hi. And then now if we go click on book a call, you're gonna see it's gonna say text here that says hi. Awesome. So let's go back into our other page.tsx. So this is the one that's actually running our app. And then let's go ahead and let's copy these styles that we have at our very topmost div. So it's going to be this right here. Go back into the meeting. So I need to make sure to copy this correctly. There we go. And then now I have the same thing that I had previously, which is nice. The next thing that we need to do is we need to actually create another component called the showcase navbar. So showcase navbar is going to be different than our main navbar. Obviously our main navbar, as you can see, if we click on this services, it takes you to that specific section. Obviously, but if you're on the showcase, you don't have that functionality because it's a different navbar, it's a different page. So you wouldn't be able to redirect to the services section because again, it's not on the showcase page, right? I hope that kind of made some sense there. So pretty much this is just going to be a navbar that's just going to redirect. It's going to be very, very straightforward. It's just going to put us back to the home page essentially. So what we need to do is go inside of components and then just create a new file called showcase navbar. There we go. So as you can see, everything is just redirected back to the home page. So now let's go back into our page.tsx, inside of our meeting, I should say, our meeting page, and then let's import our showcase navbar. So the reason why it's called showcase navbar is because it's gonna be the same. It's just a different navbar at the end of the day. We're gonna just reuse it for different. So you can see it on the meeting page. If I click book a call, I'm still gonna have this navbar that's visible. It's just not visible as of right now, which is fine. Alright, it is visible as of right now. And now if I click on this, you're gonna see it's going to redirect me back to, if I click process, it should take me back to the home page. And then now inside of the home page, if I click on process again, it's gonna take me down to the actual section. So I hope that kind of made sense there. But yeah, in that case, that's pretty much the whole thing right there. Let me go ahead and let me grab this right here to make sure that I don't have any mistakes. If I click on book a call, yeah, so I have everything looking as expected. Now the next thing I need to do is I have the to do this let's meet section. So again, what this is just going to be referring to this right here. We have let's meet. So let me move this to the side, and then let's set this up. So right here, what we can go ahead and do is do a div. Class name is going to be MD of padding x of 0. Let's do a padding x of 6. On extra large size screen is going to be a width of 4/5. 2XL is going to be width 68%. We're going to put everything in the middle with MX auto. Let's also do justified between. Let's do MD is going to be MT of 14. And MD is also going to be a flex. Okay, and now that we have that, we can go ahead and do a div. Class name is going to be width of 2/5. That's only going to be for medium-sized screens. Just go ahead and do MD, medium, or width 2/5. Let's do an H1 tag here. And then inside here, let's just go ahead and do let's, and do and a POS. So that stands for apostrophe S, and then go ahead and do let's meet. again, we're building this right here. Hold on here. Okay, so let me move this around here. So this needs to go underneath our showcase navbar. Sorry about that. Now let's see what else we got. Okay, I'm gonna do the same thing last time with the H screen. Our text should still be visible. I don't know if I've... Let me see. Where is our let's chat? Okay, so it's here. I don't know why it's hidden though. MX Auto, MD Flex. Let me just grab this right here. Okay. Now that we have this p tag, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to grab all this code again. Again, just going to paste everything so that it's not, I don't want to get any weird errors right now, to be honest. Let's go back into here. And then let's also just do this right here. Showcase navbar, like that. We're going to create a Calendly component in a second. Let's do a check item variance, like this. There we go. I'm just adjusting this so it looks a little bit better. Okay, so now that we have this right here, outside of this div right here, where we have our width of 2/5, I want to do the next one, which is going to be the Calendly component. So for this one right here, just go ahead and do div. Let's do Calendly. And then we're going to go ahead and install this. So do class name is going to be a width of 1/2 on medium-sized screens. Now let's go ahead and instead of a meeting, just create a Calendly component. And then inside of Calendly, we can just go ahead and copy and paste everything. And including React Calendly, just do npm I React Calendly, so we have our calendar. Okay, and now that we have Calendly, we can just go ahead and import it. So let me just go ahead and make sure that this is correct. There we go. Okay, so I mean, there was a lot of coding there. Let's see what's up. So it looks like we probably have to put use client at the top, I'm gonna guess, yeah. So anytime that you're using frame motion, you wanna make sure that there's use client going on. And now once this refreshes, we should see this become visible. There we go. So these are gonna shoot inside, which makes a nice little effect. And once we expand to a larger size screen, you're gonna see that this is what it's going to look like. One thing I need to understand here is if we do the showcase navbar again, let me just go ahead and copy and paste this. So our navbar is obviously very, very compact. So I want to see what we can do to, if we do like a padding X of 8. Let's do a padding of like 10 or something. So it looks like it's like fixed with those styling for some reason. Let me see. Let's go back into our page.tsx. and then I'm just going to go ahead and import everything again. This one is not going to need a navbar. And here, we can go ahead and set this up. Okay, yeah, so I guess I probably had missed the div there, but just go ahead and copy and paste everything from the Git repository. And now that once we refresh, you're going to see that we're going to have our Calendly thing up here on the right hand side. And then go ahead and we're going to display some more information right there, creating this nice little page. Okay, so again, if you're not familiar with what Calendly is, what it is it's a scheduling thing that you can use. Go ahead and just log in, and then you can pretty much, I'm going to just take this off the screen here so that you guys can't see, but pretty much what you can do is once you're signed in, you can go ahead and create a new meeting or something, and then once you have that, it's going to go ahead and give you a link. So the link that I'm using right now is my own. So this is actually a meeting. If you guys want to go ahead and talk to me or something, just go ahead and put this, and then it will send a Zoom link that we can actually go ahead and chat. So that's what I've been using, but yeah, you guys can go ahead and use it yourself as well. Just like that, that is our entire page completed, which is nice. And now if I go ahead and I click on Showcase, this is going to be the next page that I want to build up. So let's go ahead and let's do Showcase. Give me a new folder. Inside of here, create a new page.tsx. And now let's go ahead and let's set this stuff up. So what I want to go ahead and do is I just want to do SFC. Let's do Showcase. Inside of here, let's just go ahead and put hi. And now we have our hi right here. I want to go back into our the page.tsx, the one that is in our root of our application. I want to copy every style right here. My computer's a little bit slow right now. So just go ahead and do class name and just copy everything like this. And then we can go ahead and also do our showcase navbar. Like that. All right, now the next thing we want to do is we want to do our sections. So let's set this up. Okay, and now that we have this, let's do our word fade in. So the word fade in is again going to come from a Magic UI. So let's install this. So where we have text animations, let's find word fade in. So right here. Let's go ahead and let's install this component. So not there, but inside of our terminal. Okay, so now that we have a word fade in, we can go ahead and we can use this. So we'll just do word fade like that, and then make sure to import it. The next thing we need to do is see if we have to, okay, good. So we have everything working as anticipated. Let's see, words, variance, delays. Go ahead and then put a corresponding div tag to close. And then we can also go ahead and put some more text right here. So outside that div, put this right here. And then we can also go ahead and do a blur fade demo. So again, let's just go ahead and let's find the blur fade. So animations right here, you can see all these images load in. Go ahead and click npm, and then let's grab this again. Okay, and now that we have that, let's go inside of our demos folder, and then let's create this. So just do new file, do blur fade demo.tsx. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to copy this right here. I'm going to paste it again from the Git repository. So again, make sure to do that. and then go ahead and do blur fade demo like that. And then we can go ahead and we can also just close everything out so that we can see what this looks like. Alrighty, so there's a lot of coding going on here. As you can tell, we can go ahead and see what this looks like. There. So design and code that helps your business grow, and then we can go ahead and display some of these images right here. Nice. Now the next thing we should do is let's do our let's make things happen section. So let's make things happen section in here. Looks like that. Awesome. And then we can also go ahead and let's just change all of these. Let's go back to the blur fade demo. And then we can also just change all these images. So again, if I go back into my finished version, like showcase, you're gonna see that these are actual projects that I built out for clients. Go ahead and check them out yourself. But with that being said, you guys can go ahead and put whatever you want. So I'm just gonna go ahead and just save this image. I'm just gonna say business, and then I'm gonna show you how this works. So just go into your images folder, and then just go ahead and put business.webp. Go back into here where the blur fade demo is, and then just go ahead and put business webp. There you go. So now I have that one. So I'm gonna go back into here, blur fade demo. If I go ahead and I put all of this right here, you're gonna see this is what it looks like now. There we go. Awesome. So I guess the one other thing that you could do is you could make the let's make things happen a different color. All I did is I just hard coded the text and I just changed it. But other than that, the last thing I have to do is a footer. So for this one, let's just go ahead and let's set this up. So go back into components, create a new file. Let's just do footer.tsx. Just go ahead and put the footer right here. And then go back into showcase. And then right here, just go ahead and put, I think it should be outside of this section, yeah. Go ahead and just put the footer. There we go. So just like that, we were able to create a digital marketing website from start to finish, all within under 2 hours. This is a really excellent project to add to your portfolio. I think it really will accentuate your business and something that you can actually use in your own real world like applications. So the last thing that we have to go ahead and do is actually push everything to Vercel as always. So go ahead and I'm using this extension right here. It's called GitHub. Let me show you right here. So what you can do is you can use something called GitHub repositories, which means that you can remotely browse and edit any GitHub repository, as well as you can publish a repository from your VS Code to your GitHub within like a second. So when you have that extension installed, you're going to see that it's going to pop up right here. And I can just say that this is finished. Let's just call it the website. Let's say publish branch. It's going to ask me if I want to do a public or a private version. In this case, I'm going to make it public because I'm going to open source it. I'm just going to say public, and then it's going to push. So now that it's pushed, what you need to go ahead and do is go to your Vercel account, vercel.com, and then if we go ahead and we click add new, let's do project. You're going to see that it's going to, our digital marketing thing is going to be visible right here. It's going to say just now, import it, and then we can go ahead and just say digital marketing. Let's just call it website. We don't have any root variables. We don't need any build and output settings. So you can just go ahead and press deploy. And then once we have that, you're going to see it's going to actually push everything to deployment, and then it's going to be ready to use in the real world. And yeah, you guys can go ahead and show your friends, make the changes that you guys feel necessary, add and remove different components. But for the most part, our application is actually ready to go. So yeah, that's that right there. This is, again, my personal website right here. If you guys want to go ahead and see what we do. We do all sorts of different freelance stuff for different clients, as you guys saw in the showcase there. But yeah, this is something that's been really helpful when messaging or emailing clients. I think it's a really great project. And yeah, I want to show you guys how I built it. All right, so once this is done, I will come back. But without further ado, I think that is going to be it. Okay, so there we go. As you can see right here, the project has been completed. We have our live link. If I go ahead and I click on this, you're going to see that this is actually going to be production ready. Okay, so without further ado, that is the end of this video. Feel free to leave a comment, a like, and maybe join up in the Discord and let me know what you guys think about this video. Again, love building projects like this for you guys. It's super helpful, and I think you guys really enjoy them. So that's it for me. I will catch you guys in the next one.